All right, gang, gather round. Today, we're on a top secret, super important mission. Bob, Kevin, and Stuart have a very crinkly, very old map. Their goal, to find the legendary Big Banana Monument. Easy, right? What could possibly go wrong with these three in charge? The map is spread out on the ground. Kevin, trying to look smart, points a chubby finger at a big red X. He confidently babbles, Bello, Para 2, Big Banana. But Bob is more interested in a little bug crawling across the parchment. Poka? What if the bug is actually showing them the right way? Stuart, ever the rebel, grabs the map. He thinks folding it into a paper airplane is a much better idea. He launches it with a mighty tada. The map plane soars gracefully directly into a giant, sticky puddle of mud. Oh, no. How will they find the Big Banana now? Kevin facepalms. Stuart just shrugs. But Bob, ever the optimist, dives headfirst into the mud puddle. He comes up sputtering, covered head to toe in brown goo, but triumphantly holding the soggy, dripping map. Suddenly, a giant frog leaps onto Bob's head, thinking he's a tasty mudlog. Will Bob become frog food? The frog lets out a huge ribbit. That sends Bob tumbling backward into Kevin and Stuart, creating a perfect minion bowling strike. They roll down a hill, a tangled ball of yellow, blue, and mud. They land in a heap at the bottom, dizzy and confused. Stuart shakes his head, stars circling his single eye. What if they're rolling in the wrong direction? When they finally untangle themselves, they're in a field of sunflowers taller than they are. Kevin tries to peek over them, standing on Stuart's shoulders. But Stuart sneezes a massive achoo, sending Kevin flying into the air. He lands perfectly inside the head of a scarecrow. Is he stuck forever? Bob finds a watering can and gets an idea. He starts watering the base of the scarecrow's pole, babbling, grow, grow, grow. Stuart joins in, patting the dirt. They think they can make the pole grow and lift Kevin out. But wait! What's that rumbling sound coming from underground? The ground shakes. It's not an earthquake. It's a grumpy mole whose nap they've just disturbed. The mole pops its head out, chitters angrily, and starts chasing them through the sunflower maze. They run for their lives, a tiny yellow train of panic. But what if the mole knows a secret shortcut? They burst out of the sunflower field and run straight into a farm. A big red barn stands before them. Thinking it's a shortcut, they dash inside. But the barn is full of chickens! Hundreds of them! They cluck and squawk, surrounding the minions. Are they about to be pecked to pieces? Bub, in a moment of pure genius, starts clucking back at the chickens. Poke! Poka! The chickens stop, confused. Stuart pulls out a banana he had hidden in his overalls and starts playing it like a guitar. The chickens are mesmerized. A chicken dance party begins. But what's that shadow looming in the barn doorway? It's the farmer. He sees the commotion and grabs a net. What intonation is going on in my barn? He yells. The minions scatter! Kevin, Stuart, and Bob scramble up a stack of hay bales. The farmer right behind them. They reach the top with nowhere else to go. Is this the end of their adventure? Stuart spots a rope hanging from the rafters. He grabs it, lets out a Tarzan yell, and swings across the barn. Bob grabs onto Stuart's legs, and Kevin grabs onto Bob's. They swing like a three-minion pendulum. Right over the farmer's head, and out the hayloft window. But where will they land? Splash! Woo! They land in a river, floating downstream on a log. The soggy map is still clutched in Kevin's hand. He unfolds it and sees the river they're on is marked on the map. They were going the right way all along. But look out. What are those sharp rocks ahead? They're headed straight for rapids. The log bucks and spins. Bob, who can't swim, clings to Stuart for dear life, his eyes wide with terror. Bidoo, Bidoo, he screams. Kevin uses a piece of bark as a paddle, trying to steer them away from the biggest, pointiest rocks. Will they capsize? Somehow, they navigate the rapids, cheering in triumph. The river calms, and they float gently. And there, In the distance, shining in the sun, they see it. A giant, yellow, curved monument. Stuart points, his eye wide. Banana. But is it the right one? Or is it a trap? It is. The big banana monument. They paddle furiously to the shore, jump off the log, and run towards their goal. They made it. They hug and dance and cheer, a jumble of gibberish and joy. Turari loti I-A-M-O. Pupe. They celebrate their victory. But wait. What's that small sign at the base of the monument? Kevin squints to read the sign. It says, banana-flavored ice cream stand. It's not a monument at all. It's the world's largest ice cream cone. Stuart's jaw drops. Bob starts drooling. Their epic quest for a landmark was actually a quest for dessert. What could be better? They look at each other, a slow grin spreading across their faces. They didn't find the monument, but they found something way, way better. Kevin shrugs, throws the muddy map away, and points to the ice cream stand. Gelato, he asks. Bob and Stuart cheer louder than they did before. But do they have any money? Turns out, they don't need money! The owner is so amused by the 3 little yellow creatures that he gives them 3 giant banana splits for free. They sit on the curb, happily eating their prize. Their mission was a total failure, but it ended up being the most delicious success ever! But what happens when they get a massive sugar rush? With bellies full of ice cream, the sugar rush hits. They start bouncing off the walls, singing nonsense songs at the top of their lungs, and running in circles. They've forgotten all about the map and the monument. All that matters is this glorious, sweet, chaotic moment. And that's the Minion Way! What crazy adventure will they go on next? Thanks for watching our chaotic adventure. If you love seeing these guys get into trouble, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next mission. See you later!